down from that 74 to a final 12. But today we have 9 teams with us here competing for the grand prizes or the end prizes of the competition. And the top prize that we're looking at for this competition is 1 million Nigerian naira. Please, a round of applause for our able host FSI for putting this together. And the second prize is 750,000. I want to hear some cheering in here. If you're not cheering, the third prize is 500,000 naira. To all the other teams in the competition with 100,000 naira each. Please give them a round of applause. The teams that have gotten to this final stage, we're going to call them and they're going to stand up and we're going to recognize them and keep the hand claps coming as they stand up. Team Dono, please stand up, take a round of applause. Team Safe Pay, Team Rocket Ideas. Let's cheer them, come on. Team Tropas. All right. Team Better Life. That's a good one. Team DigiClinic. Stand up and wave to everyone. Team ATBU. All right. Team Loca Pay. Let's keep welcoming them. And Sauki Healthcare. All right. Well done to all our teams. By the grace of God, and you know, I'm very happy to say that FSI has been creating this consistent environment year on year for at least, probably we have to keep a tally on the number of teams that have come through hackathons in FSI. You get to have a sense of how this is affecting Nigeria because you tell the story. You came up with an idea and a forum was created through which you could put that idea forward and stand a chance to get funding that you need to run on to the next stage. And I love this particular series because we're now dealing with like the youngest of the youngest of the young in this space. Yeah? This is like where it ought to be because really, everybody here is a young adult. You've got your time, you've got your energy, you've got your skills, and the sky is the limit. So we look forward to hearing your stories from this competition and onwards. There are so many success stories that if I called up the executive director of FSI to share with us, you'd be amazed to see what's come out of the competitions over the years. So please give yourselves another round of applause because you have come through a very vital journey. Please let's applaud them again. Let's applaud our teams. They have done very, very, very well, coming from creating an idea and passing through this process to this stage. So, to advance us further to this evaluation session, the pitch session, I'll just do a bit of groundwork to remind all the teams and our viewers that they'll be coming up in sequence one after the other, and they will be evaluated by our very distinguished panel of judges made up of very good friends and supporters and partners of FSI over the years. And I want to take this moment to welcome them and honor them. First up, right from the beginning, from my left, from a very valuable partner of the house, AXA Mansard, is Mr. Eniola Boluogun. Him is a very able representative who also, both of them have spoken with us in the days leading up to today's competition on various topics. Our next judge is Mr. Bolahon Ali, who is from the Google Developer Group. Next up to him is a very good friend of the house, one of our directors at FSI, Dr. Wale Odetayo. Please let's welcome him. It's not easy to get that title, so and he knows what he went through. So whenever he says he has that title. So And the only woman in our panel today, please, I expected that the applause would start immediately with that. Mrs. Binta Mustafa, who is joining us from across the border and within the border and all of Africa. Please, let's give her a warm welcome to Southwest Nigeria. So, for each of the teams, again, like I mentioned, you present 5 minutes. You get a warning beep when you have a minute left. And then the judges will ask you a couple of questions. Our teams will be presenting a quick overview of what they've come up with and then a demo of their minimum viable product, the solution they've come up with. A quick reminder that our theme for this hackathon is financial inclusion for all. However, this is with a focus on expanding financial inclusion in Nigeria in the agri, healthcare, transportation, power and energy, and I think one other sector. So the teams were tasked with a problem statement that was to come up with technology or a solution or a platform that would help to extend financial inclusion in any of those sectors. So without further ado, we're going to go into the session where the first team will present their solution. Our judges are ready, our teams are ready, and I hope that you, our viewers, are also ready to hear from them. So at this time, I'll be welcoming up our very first team, Team Dono.
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. My name is Abubakar Muhammad Umar, representing Team Dono. So a month ago, a man from our institution lost his wife and unborn baby. You know, a tragedy. So let me tell you how that happened. So while his wife was trying to deliver, the doctors told him that his wife, an operation must be conducted on her before she can deliver successfully. So, but that was out of his budget. He haven't planned that. So he ended up like going out, sourcing out for funding to cover up those charges, of which during the process from the hospital, they called him and told him the sad story of his loss. Saying the story, we all have related stories in our mind similar to mine. And why does that happen? What do you think if that man have registered with the insurance health system? That wouldn't have happened, right? And all that happens because he doesn't have money at that very moment of emergency. So that's why the team and I sat down and made some research on what are those problems that the health insurance sectors face in that aspect. Why is that not everybody is involved in the process? So the number one problem we came across is that poor and vulnerable people, they do not comply with the processes and requirements needed to register with the health insurance system. That's number one. Number two, the process of verification and withdrawal from the insurer account for the hospital to attend him, it is inefficient. And lastly, for the, some people who don't have access to these banking systems, doesn't have maybe they are digitally illiterate, they won't have access to those kind of services, they won't come on board. So that's what is the solution? Donor Health is a solution. Donor Health bring up a solution by making it convenient for everyone to create and credit his wallet using the Donor Health platform, and also the process of verification, and withdrawal is made easier with donor health system. And lastly, the feature of the voucher card made it possible with even people who are digitally illiterate, people who don't have a BVN, maybe bank and everything. They can easily deposit their premium into their account using the voucher card USSD. So wasting too much time, I'd like to take us through the platform. So for the donor health, we developed 2 platforms, but now at the MVP, we are focusing only on the mobile version platform. For the web, that's for where the hospital creates, insurance account and withdraw money from the insurance account. So this is the mobile version. So so far we have integrated 2 core features to this platform. The first, we have 2 modules in the system. The first module is the insurer module, and the second is the vendor module. So for the insurer module, when the insurer logs into the system, he can able to do these 3 features. But for now, the main feature is that he can see all the medical transactions he made on our platform, and also he can deposit money into his wallet. He can deposit money into his wallet. That's for the and the OTP verification is also made possible where he can easily deposit money. Then the second module is for the vendor. The vendor, actually, there are those people that sell those voucher cards in their pharmaceutical shops. They sell those voucher cards to those people. So in their main feature, when they log in, they can easily buy voucher card, maybe 100 naira voucher card, 200 naira voucher card, then select the amount they want to buy from us. Then after that, they will also get the OTP verification and get their voucher card. And those 2 features were made possible using the 2 APIs we use provided by the FSI sandbox, the Flutter Web API and the Africa's Talking API. So as I said earlier, this is for the hospital where they can easily log in. They have the transaction, they have the list of insurance, they can easily withdraw money directly, and also by confirming that so insurance name, amount, and everything. So this is for the platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay, thanks for the presentation. So my question is, you showed the insurance model and you showed the vendor model. What about the insured themselves? They are going to get the vouchers, right? That's correct. What about the hospital there? How those fees platform control? I think that that's what the I'd like to explain that.
Okay, so we will register those hospitals to our platform, and the hospital, as a patient approaches the hospital, they already have all these files and records of the patient. So they will easily create a wallet for that patient in their hospital. So whenever, and for the vendor, we also create the vendor account. Then we'll be selling those voucher cards to the vendor. The hospital will be withdrawing money from the insurer account. So the hospital just creating account for the insurer, withdrawing money from his account, of course using validation and everything. And I hope that answers the question.
Not so clear to me. I don't know. So for me, I just really want to understand how these three players, hospital, the insurer, the hospital, the insurer, then the right? I just really want to know how all of this works. You said something about drug. It's really not
Okay.
clear.
So let me try it as a story.
All right, good day, everyone. My name is Adam from Kidon. So how this works is we as a team, we are administrative, like we are the overseer. Sir? All right, like we are the overseer. Whenever a health center wants to register with this insurance company, as we register the health center in our platform. So now, since they are online, I make sure a patient can go to the hospital. They're like, an insurer can go to the hospital like having a health issue. So that hospital is responsible. Insurer, sure. Yeah, in short, I'm going to the hospital at like registration. So that hospital will register that. And we as administrator, we are the people responsible for registering those people. So the thing is, we have to understand people that don't have access to smartphones. They can go to and get tokens. So they can use USSD port to load those tokens. So that when they go to the hospital can use their phone number to verify that this person has registered for this so that they can the medication and guide out. Therefore, the people that are let's say, have access to smartphone, they can be like as insured or a mobile application. What is it in mobile application? They can use their credit card to like credit their wallet. So that whenever they're in the hospital can just have access to those insurance, to those insured people that register with us. So now, okay, when those people verify that person is already registered with them, then they will carry out the medication and they will take his one blood. If he's up to that threshold, then the medication will be carried out. Then there will be a verification with, let's say, using his phone number with OTP to verify that this person is a patient person with our platform. Then the withdrawal will be made from what? From insurance wallet.
Very clear. Thanks.
Okay, there's no time. The presentation, the story was very impressive. But, I want you to leave us with one message. What's the wow factor about your solution? What is something that you want judges and listeners to take away about your solution?
Look, okay, very simple. Well, there are two factors. The generic factors are people that are not registered with government sectors and not working in an organization. So some of these insurance services are not available to them. But our insurance service are only help focus on this these two people by providing insurance services that don't have access to government sectors and and organization, big organizations.
And also we show that the insurance health sector is for all. So we move back down and see the people that were left behind, those people that have digital illiteracy, no BBN, no anything. So to bring them, come on board with technology and move forward with them.
Okay, thank you. I will give you, sorry, time is up, but let me quickly chip this in. I think you're trying to chew too much across the problem value chain, So you're trying to provide something for the uninsured. You're trying to also make sure that the insurance companies and the hospital can deduct. That's how insurance works. I think you'll get to understand insurance when you do some more research. But what I like about this is that you're providing an avenue for the uninsured or those that are not digitally there, the people at the bottom of that digital right, to be able to buy insurance. So what I would suggest is think about how you can get the premium. So what you're selling those is the premium, the way the premium is being remitted. Right? Instead of going to a bank to deposit or transfer, or you're buying back vouchers. When I saw your idea earlier on, I thought about why voucher. I mean, if there already is a POS center, right? You don't necessarily need a voucher, or maybe what you're talking about is an e-voucher. So when you go in there, you get an e-voucher that then buys premium for the month or something of that nature. But I think it's a nice idea. Just needs a lot of
Okay, so I want to just say something, and I can actually relate with this solution because about 3 weeks ago, AXA just launched something called AXA Pass, and it's actually for the low-end market as well. It's a voucher that people that don't have access to digital solutions can actually just buy to access insurance. I think as low as 500 or 1,000, you can access it. So this is a similar model, and I think there's a lot of potential in what you have here. So well done to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Please put your hands together for Team Dono. Well done, guys. Please applaud them. Applaud them, please. Well done, guys. Well done, well done, well done. I hope the other teams are taking notes about time management and getting your story across. Okay, next up is Team Safe Pay. Have you guys hooked up? I expected you to have done this ages ago.
Good afternoon. My name is Macaulay Precious. Representing Team SafePay. SafePay actually was born from the experience I had late last year when I was trying to purchase a fairly used laptop. I was trying to get a new laptop. So since it was fairly used, I had to use Gigi. I searched on Gigi and I was getting looking for vendors. And Gigi vendors actually make use of WhatsApp to like process payment. And I noticed that before I could get a particular vendor that I'm going to trust, that I know that I'll be safe with, it was very difficult. Even the last one, I didn't trust the person I later buy from. I didn't trust the person, but I just had to take that risk. Now, also, during the point of delivery, I had a conversation with the seller, and he actually works in one of the largest informal sector markets in Lagos State, Alaba International Market. So he was telling me the pain that after posting ads, they still have to start convincing their customers, which is actually right. That's okay. They're not scammers. That they should come and purchase my products. I can give you guarantee, but there's nothing to hold on to. That's how SafePay was brought up. A payment method where users can pay products from social vendors. Please, can you go back to the problem statement? Okay, now the problem was there was lack of flexibility and possibility of buying from any social vendors without fear of not getting my money or products. And for the seller, no easy way to convince or gain the trust of new customers. Next slide, please. Now, a payment method where our solutions are a payment method where users can pay for products from social vendors, pay for product for social vendors with money and product safety guaranteed. And also, parent infrastructure for social vendors can use to easily gain trust of new customers. So with this our platform, they can easily gain trust. Like you can go to Gigi and you can purchase from any vendors. You have the safety of either you get your product, or if the guy does not deliver my product, I will get my money back. There's no secret where I will transfer for you and then you tell me story. There's nothing like that. You get your money back. Next slide. Now our product itself. Now how we built it is that our product is a cash on delivery payment infrastructure that is built on WhatsApp. So I'm making use of a WhatsApp bot that enables social sellers and buyers to make transactions without trust barrier. So we are just like the middleman there. So go how the product works exactly. So the social buyers, what actually happens is that so if I want to buy a product now, let's say I go on Gigi, for instance, and I connect through WhatsApp with a particular vendor. So I can just, once I chat the person up, if the person is actually using our platform, now once I pay, as a buyer now, once I pay, the money does not go straight to the seller. It's actually kept with us, just as pre-authorized payments works. So it's kept with us. Then after it's kept with us, the seller, we're actually managing these orders for the seller. That's an added advantage to our platform. So the sellers receive an alert that, okay, there's an order for me, and there's this amount. Okay, let me fulfill this order. On point of fulfillment, now the seller will be aware that the guys have already paid for the product. It will drive them to even achieve that product more because they have money to go and receive. So once that is done, the social seller verify the payment. We are using OTP system to verify payment. Platform send sellers money. Immediately it is verified. The money is now moved to the seller's main balance, which the seller can transfer and can also be automated or automatic transfer to their bank account. Now, we'd like to show a brief demo of what we have done so far. So what we have done so far is that we built a WhatsApp bot that can take requests from sellers and buyers. Now, the reason why we are using WhatsApp is that WhatsApp is a huge market. Now, it's getting to a huge market. And we want a platform whereby digital experience, we don't start taking them to a particular website. So we plan on building a website so that it can be, the infrastructure can be used on other big platforms. Now, this is how it works. So this is WhatsApp bot. So once you chat here, the network is pretty slow. I don't know, it will take time. But so it's going to respond with a message. Okay, it has received. The message should come anytime from now. Is the message sent? Okay, this is the message. It comes now with a list of so once a user selects A, they want to feed their balance. Their balance details is going to show. We set up a wallet infrastructure at the back end also that will manage the whole balance, and we are using Flutterwave as our payment gateway, and also African token as our means of SMS. So just go to the message. Just go to the to our design, our web page. So it's actually, you can also try it. We are currently launching it with our local PC, where it's made available for everybody. So these are our screens. So we are mobile focused. So these are our screens. Next screen. Go to the next web page. You can view the products. Go to the next one. Next one. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Also product. I think what you're trying to do here is to kind of introduce like an escrow system into the whole payment thing, which is good. So I'm just curious because you were showing WhatsApp as well as talking about Gigi. So I really didn't understand the connection. Is the customer going to WhatsApp to send the link to the product, or how does that journey look like?
All right, thank you very much for the question. So the thing is, we are focused on improving social commerce. We want to make sure that social commerce is just same experience as normal online commerce, just as human. So we want to like increase this transaction rate. Now Gigi now, most vendors there, all of them per se, they'll give you the number, then you go to WhatsApp and then you chat on of the person and you complete your transaction. So notice that all these platforms, GG for instance now comes to WhatsApp, and there are some other local WhatsApp merchants that make transactions with each other. So you can also use the platform.
So GG is on WhatsApp, is that it?
No, GG is just a means. We are not connected to GG. Our platform is to process payments on WhatsApp. So
okay.
GG is just like part of our market.
So that person has completed and selected what they want to do on GG.
Yeah, but we are, sorry to cut you, sir. But we are not dependent on GG. We other customers, as far as you are buying and selling, using your WhatsApp status for selling your products, you view to your friends, and your friends or your friends can share to other people that don't even know you. You can sell to that person without even knowing the person, and the person will be safe, will be guaranteed that their money is going to be returned or their product delivered. So that's it. So it's a fully WhatsApp platform.
I think you're missing out in answer to this question. Actually, GG is well integrated with WhatsApp. So when you go to GG, one of the fastest way that you talk with the person you want to buy from is WhatsApp, and there is a button right from GG. Once you click it, it takes you to your WhatsApp, and then you can continue conversation. But then it copies the page that you're interested in or the product you're interested in on GG. It copies on your WhatsApp and conversation continues. So what you're doing is you're adding now the payment conversation. So it's well integrated. That's the answer.
Our target market for this are like WhatsApp vendors, that people that actually want to like post their products on WhatsApp, people that are not based on GG or Jumia, people that are like selling their products on WhatsApp, uploading their products on WhatsApp status, and people that like those markets, those are like people who like to focus on. I just wanted to mention that.
Sorry, sir. If I want to add, we're also trying to increase the financial inclusion in the informal sector. Now, most of these, like the example I gave, Alaba International Markets. Now, I noticed also that they are not financially included because there's this barrier, the stress. They don't want to go every time. They will start convincing customers to come and buy from me. They rather sit with their cash on cash, come to my shop and buy. So we are trying to change the narrative. Thank you very much.
All right. I think we actually finished in under 10 minutes and all. It's not bad. So as they sign out and the next team signs in, set up. Team safe play. One last comment from the judges.
Okay, so how do you recover revenue? Adding value to others. How does it accrue to you?
Yeah, okay. Our business model is actually in two categories. So the first one, we are using the charge transaction. We are going to be charging per transaction. Now, it is in levels. So if we help you secure your money, we are going to charge you for getting fast refunds. It's not like other parts whereby it takes 7 days. Our own take immediately. We tend to monitor the product, like monitor it. The way our platform works, we are monitoring if the delivery was made. So if let's say a seller receives an order now, if the seller can have the option to set the delivery date that, okay, I'm going to deliver this date to done. If we do not receive the OTP to verify that payment at that particular date, the money is automatically transferred back to the buyer because they actually agree immediately. So once it's transferred back immediately, the buyers can use their money. So there's no holding of their money. They can easily use their money. That's what. And also the second one is the subscription. So in our future plans, we are trying to integrate that. There are a lot of features and markets that we plan on scaling to. So we are going to be charging for subscription, for special features for the sellers. Now, I just give a sneak peek. Like features like managing orders and the like. So that's
I'll just add something to that, right? So that's the fact that I think you should try to understand the way payments actually work behind the scene, because some of those things are not that automated, right? So you might need to be the one funding some of those automated things, while behind the scene it takes a while for money to actually move from one system to the other. Automated settlement is really not straightforward as that, and definitely refunds are not also that straightforward, right? But definitely, if you think around, maybe you have a pool of funds that you then use to say, okay, yes, I'm sure that I'll get this money back from the bank. I can afford to pay you back, right? You go. But then there's an element of risk that then gets involved with that, because that's fraud. Because it means that you can potentially lose that money that you're giving out in trust. But I think you guys are on the right path. Think more about it.
That's 1 minute for 30 seconds. Go back for 1 minute, 7 seconds. So, yes,
I'm
1
going
minute.
to hear from the next team. I hope you guys are set up. All right, who's the speaker?
Okay, so go to 6. So you start playing it from here. I will signal. Where will you show it? This one. What about
Good day, my name is Ofuneme, representing Team Rocket. Like, the agricultural sector in Nigeria has been facing systematic challenges over the past decade, including issues around markets, quality input. These challenges greatly affect small farmers who contribute greatly to agricultural labor and productivity. AgroPay Solutions is a USSD offering for farmers. It presents a holistic customer value proposition, including access to financial products such as payments, loans, and economic information. I will now move on to the demo of the product. So all the user has to do is dial our USSD code. Once he dials the USSD code, he's greeted with a number of options. To register on the platform, he just has to once he inputs his and he's shown the prompt that he registered on the platform, and then he has access to the other options. Thank you. So please dial the USSD code again. So to solve the issue of payments, AgroPay Solutions will be offering a very simple payment solution, meaning all the user needs is just the phone number of another user registered on the platform to make any amount of payments from his wallet account. So here he inputs the phone number of the user. He's then prompted to show the amount he wants to pay. He inputs 10,000 naira. Then he confirms that transaction with his PIN, and then the user is paid and settled within a matter of minutes. So AgroPay will also try and bridge the gap. Between these farmers and agro dealers. We will be onboarding agents and we will be onboarding agents and large agro dealers onto the platform to allow farmers to make payments directly to them. So we have an option called the marketplace. So he has the option to buy crop inputs, livestock, or request the callback. The callback feature is for illiterate farmers so that they can talk to the person they. So to buy crop inputs, he just needs to press 1. Then he can select from a list of suppliers we have onboarded on the platform. He will select Farm Square. Once he selects Farm Square is offering seeds to the farmer, so he can select to buy seeds. Next. So he can select to buy either rice, maize, or barley for his farm inputs. He'll select rice. So that once he selects any seed, he's then shown the price of how much he needs to pay, and that amount will be deducted from his account. So he confirms that with his secret PIN. Yeah, and then the input will be delivered to a local agent within a day. So finally, while also looking at the digital part of financial inclusion, we also have to look at the physical part, which is the agent network. The agent network has really helped financial inclusion in Nigeria. So AgroPay, we will be onboarding these agents to make it easier for the farmers to go to their local communities and make payments to these agents, which will then reflect in their account, and they will be able to use that amount on the platform. We believe this solution will bridge the gap between farmers and dealers and give them a larger playing field in the Nigerian financial market. Thank you.
So thank you for that presentation. So what you have shown us is the farmer side, right? Not really the vendor or the vendors that you have. So you showed us about three vendors that the farmer could potentially want to choose from.
Yes.
How do you intend to deal with 2,000 vendors?
2,000 vendors.
From the
Okay.
farmer's perspective.
Okay, so just for that, while for the starting phase, we only plan for at least 10, which should make it easier for the farmers to have a choice, because it won't look good having thousands of dealers on the platform. Yes. So they have access to at least 10, and they can decide where they want to get their produce from. We will have agro dealers that deal in seed input and food for their poultry.
Thank you. So there's something you mentioned. You said for those that are illiterate, then they would press 3 or 4 back.
Yes.
Now, if I'm illiterate, how will I be able to read?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So just to make it easy, we made it in English, but it's possible that this could also be converted to their local language. So once they see that, they request a callback, and the language they specify is what they will be spoken to, and they will be guided on how to make a transaction on the platform.
Okay. I don't know what technology stack looks like between, but I also think that maybe from a USSD, or an IBR directly may make sense.
Yes.
No IBR,
Yes.
right? So for illiterates, for farmers that don't even have time to be sitting down and be pressing phone, if I dial a number, if this my number is my go-to for anything, and I pick it and IBR, it tells me boom, 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 what I want to do, and I call that, and I think that's one way to solve this illiteracy issue around it. Let me just think about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that question you asked around we have lots of. I think technology too can tackle that. If you pull algorithms around, so see the way Uber works, right? When you call the driver, it doesn't call the driver in Ibadan. It sends the driver that is close to you. Not you even go to Kuto.
Okay,
we
give them agro dealers based on their location.
Yeah, so those are some of the thinking that I think we also want to bring to the table to make the product unique.
So do you have competition? We have competition. Yes, that's we have our competition is mobile payments in Nigeria, which is Momo, Airtel, and Etisalat, but they are not targeting these farmers in these local communities.
Let's complicate it because Bobo is in a different space. Would you say that the problem you are solving is payments?
Yes, payments,
not
agriculture. No, not agriculture. Payments to agro dealers and payments within their community. Within
the agriculture space.
Yes, payments in agriculture space.
I mean, just as another idea, right? Depends on how you want to explore. Technology can work. Right. Also, because most of the farmers are also leveraging. I know you mentioned something about agency network the other time, right? That might be a good way to have, maybe with the agent, a list of people that they want to buy from, right? And then be something that they then go on to type to. I mean, just giving out ideas here doesn't mean that depending on the one that really works. But you can also leverage on that agency network, which they already understand and trust. Because they are trusted places anyway.
So just a quick one before you go. So the agents, how would they be compensated? How do you manage that?
By the time the product is fully live, we will be charging them based on the session. So the agent will be compensated based on how many people they can onboard at a particular time and in a location.
Okay.